Hello, my name is Wahid Yunianto, and I'm here to share about my lesson plan related to the 3D printing courses. And I'm happy to share with you now about the use of wayang kulit or shadow puppets as a context for learning culture, mathematics, 3D printings, and also science. Okay, let's begin with this UNESCO recognitions for intangible cultural heritage of humanity for shadow puppet or wayang kulit. So it has been recognized since 2003 and imagines now in a modern society how would the young generations also contribute to preserve these cultures. So I'm afraid that the young generations will not like this kind of old culture and they will just ignore it. And I don't want this to happen. So I want to include this in the school activities. Therefore, I propose the integrations of wayang kulit in learning mathematics, science, and also social science with 3D printers. Why 3D printers? Because originally or authentically, wayang kulit is made of animal skin like cow skin or buffalo skin. And this price is expensive for the detailed design, and then students will not be able to do it in the classroom with this cow skins or animal skins. So I think of bringing the emerging technology like 3D printing will be more doable in the classroom, and also we can do it with paper, with carton box, such a kind of paper. But of course, when we do with that, it will not last long, especially if becomes wet with the water, then we cannot use it again for the next. Therefore, the use of 3D printers technology is very useful because it might last longer and it is doable in the classroom. Okay, so in Indonesia, in primary school, student already learns in the integration of natural and social science subjects. They should be able to understand phenomena of sounds and lights phenomena in their lives. And also students need to understand the culture differences, local wisdoms, their family and about histories, and also how to preserve them. So actually in primary school they have learned this kind of thing. However, my activity now would be carried out in a junior high school level. So in junior high school level, in mathematics, students will learn about measurements, that they will measure and estimate areas, volumes with or without any standardized units. In geometry, they should be able to compose and decompose various objects using multiple ways. And about numbers and operations, students need to solve problems related to multiples and factors. And then in natural science, students need to understand behavior and characteristic of substances, the phases of transitions in terms of physics and chemistry. So it is related to the 3D printers, like it will melt filaments by such temperatures and become liquid, a kind of liquid, and then it becomes solid again. And about social science, in junior high school, students need to be able to analyze important dates and events in local, national, and global setting related to their ancestors. Okay, and then this is example of detached wayang template or puppet template. So you can see that it can be attached here, it can be attached here, it can be attached here, it can be attached here. So first, student will learn how to sketch this. So to make it simple, I just use a kind of, okay, before sketching, I want students to watch a short video regarding about wayang performance, and from that we talk about the story. What is the story of this short video, and then what is the history of this wayang performance in Indonesia, and then what is the characteristic, or what are the characteristic and what they like about them. And then after that we talk about the characters. For instance, these characters having such features: long hands, maybe tails, also the movement of the hair, the hands, because it can move, rotate. This position is like very very famous because some of the character is a king, so the position of the hand represents if it is a king. So you can see if it is a servant, the hand is different, and this forms a kind of angle. So here we can talk about mathematics. So we talk about the joints of this hands movement, how it can move. So we talk about the way we can move this puppets. And then, as I said before, that we will sketch it instead of really drawing from rough design. So I will let students to use Canva. Canva is very popular in Indonesia, and school and teachers have the access to Canva, so it is really doable with students. And student can import their favorite characters and then trace it. So here I give the example of the one that I have created with the character that I have uploaded here. So it is easy to do and to trace, as this kind of character is also easy. So the thing that student might struggle is that, not really struggle, that the teachers need to anticipate is that students might really put into detail for tracing this, so it will take times. So the teachers can also give some feedback for students who really put some effort, that they wanted to make it really perfect or very details. Teacher can say maybe you can ignore some of the details, such kind like that, and maybe you can focus on the main feature of the characters. So if it is animal things with the tail, so the tail should not be deleted or should not be omitted, the tail should be there. But other things that can be ignored, maybe you can ignore it. Okay, so after tracing the the characters, okay, after students extracted the file from Canva, become PNG or JPEG or JPG, students need to convert it or make it into SVG as vector, so that it can be imported in the Tinkercad. So there are some websites that can be used to do that. So student can download the SVG file after that. Okay. Then student will finalize in the Tinkercad for the STL. For instance, there is no joins or hinge for the characters, so student need to add some of the object here, maybe the cylinder, and then they need to adjust it so that the height of this cylinder need to be adjusted to match the thickness or to the height of these characters. So I'll show you a short video how we can do that. So we can change the height to make it the same thickness with the characters. And then after that, students need to merge or to group all of them and become one. So that this is how we can finalize in the Tinkercad by adding some object, or you can also kind of delete it some object. So after they finalize the designs, they can of course export it into STL file, and then when they are happy with this design, then they will work on the slicer. So let's move to the slicer. Okay, so when students feel happy with the design, they can import the STL file to the slicer and then see how it fits the the plates. So for this one, it fits the plate of the printer perfectly. So students do not need to really adjust it, but it happened also that the design is bigger than the plate, so student need to resize with the scale here. So play with the scale and slice and see the estimated time for this printing things. And then for my designs, it took two hours for printing, but for the simpler or not very detailed design, it takes less, like this is just only 30 minutes. So student can choose or can explore whether they want it into detail with the consequences that it takes longer times, or they put a very simple and then it will take less time for printing it. So they can play with the scale, they can play with the thickness, they can play with the infill, or they can play with the different filament material here. But we can talk about also the thickness. So whether the thickness will influence the time for printings, the use of filament. Also here you can talk about the material of the filaments, whether it is kind of environmentally safe, or it will not I mean like pollute the environments, like we can talk about that as well. So it is connected to the science, and also we can talk about the temperature for the certain filaments. It needs a certain temperature so it will work well. So we can talk about the science there, why solid can melt and then become solid again. So it is related to the competency that we want to achieve in our curriculum. And then after that we print it, and then we assemble it. Then when we assemble, we can use strings, we can use a kind of rubber band. Here I use rubber bands, you can see it from my face. Okay, so here we can talk about the rotation again. It is still related to mathematics, even though it is not in the competency, but we still can talk about that here. The angles and the thickness also, when we have very thick designs, do it looks nice or not? What is the acceptable thickness of the designs? Some student might have some problem with assembling it, like it is always on the top of the parts. Actually they should uh, really understand in the real puppet assembling, like it is like after input it in the in the top, then the next one should be behind it. So this is the way that the puppet is assembled. And then after they print all of their characters, students will do a role play. Then there will be a puppet master, and then they will play it, and then they can create a story. It can be a mathematics story, to talk about a story in mathematics and how to solve it. So I think that is the end of my presentations. I hope you like it, and then it will be useful if you got inspired by these lessons. And thank you.